The only time in life when we truly have all the time in the world to learn whatever we want from any area of knowledge is during our elementary and high school education. During those years, we would learn so many different things from so many different areas: English, maths, physics, biology, and so on. However, it's questionable how many things we actually remember from that period. Those who do remember are in a great advantage. The secret of knowledge as a success lies in our interest and in discovering what we're interested in or what we should be interested in. So for example, if we take geography and choose to know more about Sweden, the first thing that we should know is the capital, Stockholm. Another interesting fact is even though Sweden is a part of EU, they don't use euro but their own currency, Swedish crown. Then, if we were to dig more about Sweden from other areas of knowledge, we'd not only learn more about Sweden, but also would expand and enrich our knowledge from those areas. If we look at literature, we can find that Swedish language was not officially recognized as a language until 2009. Or, if we talk about science, we find that Sweden invented pacemakers, Celsius, zipper, dynamite, and much more, like Nobel Prize. Some other things that come from Sweden is a pop group ABBA, or my favorite clothing store H&M, or well-known car manufacturer Volvo, and world's furniture hero IKEA. Knowing only the fact that these brands come from Sweden can tell us a lot about their economy, which is as impressive as the fact that they import garbage. Well done, Sweden! Another fact is that Swedish people are crazy about IT. So some IT things that come from Sweden are Skype and Spotify. Next time you'll be using Spotify, I bet you'll remember this fact. If we look into sports, we'll find that Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the best football players ever, is, guess, from Sweden. Now, imagine if you do this for every country you're interested in, connecting the dots from different areas of knowledge. How much you can enrich your knowledge just by having fun and playing Sherlock Holmes. Did you ever ask yourself, what's the most popular sport in India? Or which famous brands we know from Singapore? Take your time to discover it. Learn that, and through having fun while learning it, it will be useful when you need it the most. Perhaps your next client is from Sweden. There are some things that you must know, like basic information that will play a significant role in your communication with others, such as the number of continents or which country belongs to which continent, longest rivers of a certain country or the world, basic knowledge about World War I and II, world's highest mountains, to play at least one instrument, and a bit of politics like what's Brexit or how did it happen. We can improve our knowledge the most when we look into things that we're interested in, like hobbies. For example, I'm a big fan of cars and I always try to look at them from different perspectives, like physics, chemistry, maths, history, and so on. When I see a car accident, I automatically remember the third Newton's law. Why? Because in a car crash, the action forces are the cars colliding with each other. The reaction force is the force sent back due to collision, which causes damage to the car. Since force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration, a car with much greater mass will likely do better compared to a car with a smaller mass, even if they're traveling at the same acceleration. When pumping up our tires, we know by Avogadro's law that we're forcing more gas molecules into it because more molecules, greater the volume. Let's look at this example. My friend recently bought a brand new BMW, and as all guys do, he bragged about the horsepower and revolutions per minute. Through a simple math equation, I was able to calculate the torque of his car using the numbers he gave me. I also mentioned that BMW is from Germany, which is pretty much the country when it comes to cars. Then, I knew a bit of history and that BMW started by creating engines for airplanes. Somehow, I also remember that Edward Snowden drove a BMW from the book I read by Luke Harding. At the end of our conversation, my friend told me that I knew more about BMW than he does. However, what I knew was only a few facts from different areas of knowledge that made me look like an expert. There are many different ways in which you can expand your knowledge and work on self-improvement. One of the things I use is Coursera. Coursera is one of few massive open online course provider, and my favorite one. After completing interpersonal communication course at university, I went to test myself through Coursera by taking an Introduction to Communication Science from University of Amsterdam. Coursera provided me with a certificate of completion of this course, which is always a good thing to back up your knowledge officially. There are also other great websites that are worthy exploring in the description of this video. Always remember, when it comes to knowledge, more is more.